Ho, 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 it's Father Christmas here today. Sorry, the lads cut it off there. See, they're the engineers. Everyone missed my ho, ho, ho. Damn, Darren. Damn you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Business Eye. It's Friday. This is going to be our last live show coming up to the festive season. We have some super guests, as always, in the radio station today. We have Darren, engineer there, who is going to get us live every Friday from here on in. Darren, hope you're enjoying yourself. He's giving us the nod there. He's giving the nod. So the festive season is here. The Christmas parties are starting. I'm going out tonight as well. I am indeed. Can't wait. So let's get this show on the road. Simon, who have we got today? Who have we got?
Two wonderful guests, and you seem parted out. You went to two parties last night.
I was at two parties last night, not drinking. And two were very enjoyable. It was the festive season of the city centre, but the rain was lashing. When people hugged me, they could feel the wet running off like my head. It's like I actually got in the shower last night with clothes as I walked down the road. Yeah. But yes, it's
but you're here.
Mince pies. I've already gone through 2 trays of mince pies. Last year I put on a stone on mince pies.
You're going for 2 this year.
This year I'm trying to not to put on a stone. But they are addictive. They are.
So we've got 2 wonderful guests this week. Niamh O'Grady, first up, Business Development Manager at the Royal Marine Hotel in Dunleary, which I know well, but I'm looking forward to hearing more about. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Great to be here.
Thanks a lot. It's great to see you. And second up, Robert Moloney. I've heard about you as the old man of marketing, but I think the company is called Selling Solutions. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very welcome.
But the title was put onto me last year, and it sort of stuck.
It's memorable.
Do you know the thing is, he says he's like the old man of marketing. He's not that old,
no,
his LinkedIn image must be about 20 years ago.
How dare you? That's actually from last year.
Is it?
I took off the 20-year-old one.
Oh my God, you've aged so much in a year.
2007 was the previous image. Swine.
But yes, welcome folks, and welcome to the show. Niamh, you're a little bit poorly, so we'll be easy on you today.
Thanks.
Okay, gentle. Simon, tell me, what's the festive season got in plan for you?
I'm cancelling business. I'm cancelling work, and I really need a rest and a break. I've got next Tuesday, Wednesday is my final piece of work. I'm doing a training thing with Aviation SkillNet, and apart from that, I'm spending time with my wife and daughters until 6th of January, just relaxing. We're off to Germany for 5 days, but apart from that, just relaxing.
I say they're so excited, are they?
Yep.
Yeah, they're going, Dad's here again.
No, they're definitely not that.
Until January.
Out the door. Do you know what I love about Christmas? I have to say, there's one thing that I look forward to every year, and that's all the movies that I haven't got a chance to watch during the year, and I go and I binge on movies and box sets. So the whole week is just me and my mince pies and my cup of coffee, and I watch all the movies that have been released over the year, and that's
that's what Christmas is about. It's about just spending time for yourself and relaxing and chilling and slowing down, and that's what it's about.
Who's banging the mic? Someone's banging the mic.
Sorry, me writing.
That's yours writing. Niamh, what's your plans for over the Christmas?
Well, they don't begin until Christmas Eve, the 24th. I will be in the Royal Marine Hotel, although my dad was like, the one year you're not taking me out for the annual Christmas lunch. Work is coming first this time, so the 24th it'll be mass exodus from Dunleary on the M7. Hopefully traffic will be on my side, and then it's just relaxed with family. I cannot wait. Clare native myself, don't go home that often, so I really just can't wait to be around family and get that lovely dinner that I've been waiting for.
What's a typical Christmas for you?
For us, it kind of begins, I suppose, look, my dad grew up in a pub. If he had his way, the decoration would be up in November. Kind of came to an agreement, look, we'll wait till the 1st of December. So kind of naturally progresses from there. Christmas Eve is all about mum getting ready. We do have a chef in the family. He does his part, my brother.
What's your address?
And then we kind of, Christmas Christmas Eve, we do have a couple of traditions. It'll be over on my dad's side. Christmas morning is over at my mum's side as well. We tie in mass in around then. Over the years, it's Christmas Day is at ours. We just spend it. Our family is growing as well. So the board games come out, the food is on, mince pies are always there.
Yeah. That's a question. Robert, I'm going to ask you, how many people have you had at your dinner table on Christmas Day?
Oh, what, the maximum?
The maximum.
God, if Una's listening, she'll tell us. I'd say about 10.
32.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one year we had everyone. Actually, we had everyone.
But then gate crashing.
And then what happened was everybody just was calling down to the house. I think that Christmas, it finished up about 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh,
yeah. That was
heavy.
And then the years later it sort of dwindles, and then the board games come out. But we refuse to play board games in the house now because there's certain members of the family that fight.
What about cheat?
Fight. Cheating is okay if it's some sort of games, but yes, so we ban them now. So yeah, on it.
Yeah, my wife pointed out that I'm very competitive. What?
Oh, yeah. What are you saying?
Which always explains why I hated
you.
Halloween and my cousins when they did all these after dinner games, and I've had dinner and several dinners and it's all very big, and then they want to go and play competitive sport.
Yeah,
so
let's play
just
Twister.
Stay away from
Is that a drinking game?
Yeah.
I was at that last night walking home from the church. Yeah, no, but what's a typical Christmas for yourselves?
Well, you see, our son is now 23, so that changes everything. So it was all about him, totally focused about him. I still like before I go to bed, Christmas Eve, Christmas morning. My favourite pastime is to take the jingle bells off the front door, go out in the front garden, give it a good rattle, and get all the neighbourhood kids awake.
I remember, going back about 20, 30 years ago, I was coming back from the Graduate pub, and I found on the way home, a bell, not the brass bells with the handles, and I walked down the street ringing it, going ho ho ho, 3 o'clock in the morning or just whatever it was, and then I left it there. Hopefully, then someone else would find it and bring it further on down.
Next,
but yes, Santa is coming to our house. The kids are really excited about it. The notes have been, the lists have done. Brilliant. So yeah, Santa is making an appearance, and I love Christmas. I honestly feel it's one of the best times of the year.
Yeah. For me, it starts the day after Halloween. It starts 1st of November.
Oh no!
Whole November, December thing is lead up.
And what I love about it as well is the 21st of this month is the shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
And then after that, it gets a little bit brighter.
3 minutes every day.
But talking about our histories and our families. Niamh, what's the history of the hotel?
In the Royal Marine in Dún Laoghaire.
It's such a beautiful hotel, and you go in, and I remember going back 30 years ago, again, we used to go to the nightclub there, and you probably remember.
No, I never ventured that far out of the parish.
And but the hotel, it's the Georgian feel on it. What's the history
It's
behind
fantastic. I love listening to stories as well. I suppose, I'm not a Dublin native, so I'm going back through archives when I go through. I've had the privilege, I suppose, over the last year, listening to local stories as well. I suppose it's an impressive site in Dún Laoghaire from 1828. It's dating back to the 19th century. Wow. A hotel known as Haig's Hotel. It stood on that magnificent site that overlooks the bay. So it was purchased by William Dargan, who's actually the builder of the first railway in Ireland between Dublin and Kingstown. But it was John McCurdy, who was the architecture, who was asked to design a hotel to keeping in line of the grand needs of Kingstown. And I suppose a fun fact with that is, and not many people know, John McCurdy was actually the architecture behind the east wing of Kilmainham Jail. So the new Royal Marine was built, and part of the old Haig's Hotel was incorporated into the new design. So then the newly developed Royal Marine Hotel first opened its doors in 1865, and I suppose it's been, introduced to Dún Laoghaire.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm sure when that hotel was built, Dún Laoghaire was a little village. And in that village as well, all that land around the hotel.
Well, it was Queenstown, though.
It was
it was a
Kingstown.
major port.
Kingstown.
Queenstown was Cove.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, Queen Victoria came to vote. You're right.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy as well, with the bells ringing. Yeah.
But you know where the ceiling came in there? Do you know before that was all built, there was all little houses down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was before that all area was there was all little houses down that end as well.
Was the hotel always that scale, or was it built up?
No,
And built
like
up?
the Hayes Hotel was there. Then when John McCurdy was designing it, his actual design didn't become part of the original part now. It's when the Neville Hotel collection came in, and when they redeveloped it, those houses that you're talking about would have led way to the beautiful Carlisle suite that we have today that overlooks the bay.
Yeah.
So there's been significant change over the years, and it's 2004 that it reopened when that redevelopment had been done.
Yeah, it's a lovely hotel. As you know, I have my regular mastermind meetings down there in the hotel, and it's lovely, the view and the whole area.
Have you reorientated your room now so you're looking out the window?
I won't say it.
We
They
looked
put
into
me in
that,
the
Joe.
wrong room the last time.
No, that view. That's
I put in a room with a view which I was disappointed with. But the staff are down there, and customer service is excellent, and they said they'll make it up to me.
Has it always flourished, or has it had up and down periods during its history?
Like, I suppose in tourism as well, you know, I suppose when you look at domestic and international, I suppose with me, my focus is domestic and international. So I suppose we do have the privilege of welcoming international guests to the hotel as well. Over for their business needs with their conferences. Then domestically, we do have a strong leisure base. And then we've got 3 other hotels within the group as well. There's the Kilkenny River Court, there's the Tower Hotel in Waterford, and now there's Druids Glen in Wicklow as well.
Druids Glen
in
as
July.
well?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so lovely
Another
acquisition.
hotel. Yeah,
Another
it is.
sister to the group.
Yeah.
It's all about hotels, and it's a very competitive market as well. And with yourself, Robert, as you know, you're in specialised marketing and helping people find their customers, or the customers find them, especially through SEO and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into the back end movement because that's unnecessary. But what are some of the things that, say, like a hotel or other business, like a veterinary or whoever, might need to kind of go, okay, what do I need when people type in my business?
Well, when you take back to that hotel, even take back to 2004, but go back a long way, how did they get the message across to people that they were there, they were open for business, that it was worthwhile going there, it was either good value or it was elite, whatever they were trying to be? All those things are exactly the same now. I dug out, like, that book there, Solution Selling, that was from 1995, and that there was no internet. So that's saying the same things. It's saying, well, what if it's a business? Well, what pain are you solving? What do you have?
So if you're like a new business, right, and you know nothing about SEO, right, but somebody tells me about you, right, and you're the expert in the space, what would you say to somebody who's brand new to this that they could really get out of this?
Give me your money.
Yeah.
apart from that bit.
The irony is, like, we pitched the new business that's literally about to launch this week. We pitched new business at the SME businesses and sort of owner managers over 10, 15 staff, over 2 million, 20 million. So a lot of people have been sitting beside me going, no, I'm not not interested in your business. And I've actually been picking up business as a result in consulting with them. But it's if it was someone starting, let's say a one-man band, and Jill Lush has that great line about when do you outsource marketing? When it ceases to be fun. But the new owner manager, startup, maybe he's on his own and he decides to do his own website, just dot every I and cross every T. So if you're doing like a WordPress site, so that's as technical as you get, just into WordPress, that, you know, load in the SEO plugin that you get from Yoast or whatever it is these days, and just follow it, dot every I and cross every T. If there's a gap that says fill in a description here, fill it in.
Yeah, it is important, but also the way Google is changing all the time. And you know, I know that I've worked on SEO for many years, and then suddenly Google pulled the plug, and you go, okay, now I have to redo it again. But it's all about just writing good content on it as well. But we sat down the other day and we were talking about some of the stuff we're doing for the new website for the station, which will be out next week. And I hope John Kelly is listening in the other room on that there. And
that's a contract now.
Yes, John, you hear me? Finish our site job. So what it is it's about the content, but it's using those keywords, and it's using big headers, medium headers, and then bottom, and then just normal paragraphs, because that's what really matters on it.
Yeah.
But it's using those keywords in it. So would you agree or disagree when you're writing an article, it's writing the content, but writing it in a way that you're kind of popping in the hotel at the beginning of it, or something which helps you Google?
Yeah, but you're writing in you're now it's not just a keyword like hotel. Like for the Royal Marine, it'd probably be luxury hotel, and that it's traditional luxury hotel Dunleary.
So how do you know which keywords to use?
Well, you can go online and search. The simplest thing you can do is pull up Mr. Google and start typing in what you think is most important about your business.
But there's software which Robert showed me, which is quite amazing, that he can pull up your site, look at all the information and show all the keywords that you need and what people are hitting on it. But there's other software out there which, when you're in the game, you buy and you type it in and it tells you this is your industry and these are all the words that you need to be using within that industry.
Going back to it again, though, the person who's starting up and thinks they know what's important to them, so they're the keywords to them. But if you were to start typing those into Google, it drops down, let's say, 5 or 6 suggestions. Now, that's what people have been typing in. And when you select one, then in the middle of the page, Google also puts up 5 or 6 questions. And they're the questions people are asking.
But that's what it is. But do you know, I'm finding more and more so, I'm not jumping on Google to do search. I'm in just my nature, my business. If I'm looking for a hotel, I'm jumping on Google and searching. But just the stuff that I'm searching at the moment is through LinkedIn, or it's through my email automation that someone has sent me an email and I'm clicking that email to going through it. The whole platforms are changing.
But Google's sitting in the background watching all that.
They're watching you.
Google is now indexing individuals' profiles.
But you know, the big thing as well, which I don't think a lot of people are working on, is voice. SEO for voice. Really big on it.
But you also see that with video now as well. That's very important. But I have no patience for video. You click on it and wait for something to see the ad on YouTube.
Does the hotel do much in the line of online
We
marketing?
do, yeah. We have different social media platforms as well that are managed. We do have a group marketing manager. Like, we would have a hotel video as well on our website too. I suppose with our market, the visual is very important. So to have a video, I suppose text is very important too. I suppose nowadays people want to see the visual as well, especially with something that's intangible like a hotel stay. If they're coming over for their first time as well, they want to nearly experience it before they've been.
People want to get the feeling of the place through the films, don't they? Through the
The experience.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come right back, folks.
93.9 Dublin South FM.
And welcome back. So we were just, during the break, we were just having a bit of a chat about any gossip or intrigue at the hotel. Is there anything you can share?
Well, if only the walls of the Royal Marine Hotel could talk. One of our suites, the Marconi suite, it's named after Guglielmo Marconi himself. It was the first line wireless report on a sports event that was made in July 1899 when Marconi transmitted a commentary on the Kingstown Regatta from aboard a steamboat to the Irish Daily Express in Dublin. And his wireless company was the first radio broadcast from the hotel itself.
Wow. And there's that building. There's the building in front of the hotel, between the hotel and the sea. Wasn't there a transmission from that building there?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yep. Another lovely tale, and I suppose it's one of my favourites, in our Danny Kaye suite. It was when Angela Lansbury, more commonly known as Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote, when she came and stayed at the hotel, she actually stayed in our Danny Kaye suite. And her response was, if only Danny was still alive, he'd get a great kick out of me staying in a room that was named after him. There's so many, tales and stories of the hotel. I suppose another is Michael Collins, the Irish freedom fighter. He's believed to have hidden out in room 210 with Kitty Kiernan in November 21st, 1920. So I always say, come over, try and find 210. I suppose and relive where Michael hid out with Kitty. Queen Victoria, she'd come over quite a bit from the UK on 4 occasions between 1849 and 1900, and she's said to have enjoyed a 16-course breakfast in the hotel shortly after her arrival. Wow. I don't know if I could do 16 courses, but it's a lot. Frank Sinatra made full use of our bar while he was over as well, and Laurel and Hardy stayed a significant 33 nights when they were over. There was a charity performance at the Olympia Theatre. Tales has said that they got talking to the concierge at the time, that he ended up staying with them. I think there was an illness in the family. You know how stories go, you're reading through the archives, it's changing as it goes on, but they stayed 33 nights then in total. So there's a lot.
There's a lot of history there.
There is.
It's do you ever see the footage? There's all black and white footage about Dalkey Island, and it's about the regatta, and the royal family were up on the island and everything. The island was packed, with people on it. It's with Murder, She Wrote. Did anyone die when she was there? Because everywhere she goes, people die.
That's right.
No.
Every week. Oh my gosh, she's coming to hotel. No, we're going to die. and my father used to. Which was the skinny guy out of Laurel and Hardy?
Laurel.
My father said he was convinced that Clint Eastwood was his son.
Yeah. That's still being claimed. Yeah.
Seemed, now they split on it. But
the hotel must have been the last thing a lot of Irish people saw when they were getting the boat out of the river, you know.
Looking back.
My brother tells the story the other way when he was coming back from the punk rock days at the collapse of the band and all that, and he was at Holyhead, and a policeman came over his shoulder like, "What you doing?" and found him selling his radio to get the fare on the boat. And he went over, took the radio back, handed it to him, and said, "I'll look after that."
Yeah,
he rang home to the parents and said, "Will you look after him?" Yep. So that would have been the first thing as well.
It's interesting because you mentioned there was a tunnel for the luggage from the harbour up to the hotel, which jogged my memory. If you ever are down in Killiney Beach at White Rock, there's a little hole there, and that's actually an old smuggler's tunnel that goes right up to Killiney. Goes right up to Killiney Hill. Oh. You can get into it if you want. If I'd need to lose a stone in it, really. And they bring young people along, and you have to dress up real in your old clothes, and you can actually climb. I suffer from claustrophobia.
Yeah, me too.
In it, but it goes right up on it. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
That last tray of mince pies. Isn't it?
Yeah. Are you sure I can't go? Rob. That's probably why I eat them.
Yeah.
Avoid all these. You don't have to go up the tunnel.
Exclude.
Yeah. I love that bit in the hotel at the opposite reception along the front windows, where you can still. That for me is
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's still
That's
the
the
old
original
style.
part of the hotel, and it's lovely because as you walk through the hotel, you kind of step back in time.
Yeah.
There is character to the hotel, while it is
Even
a modern hotel as well.
The steps and
The
everything.
original staircase.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The original staircase.
That's the original staircase that goes up.
What's the event that you're running?
Yes. So we're very excited. We have our very first Women's Little Christmas event coming up. It's January the 5th. So it's a festive wellness afternoon tea, and it's in aid of Mental Health Ireland. It's a lovely afternoon to be spent. Very excited with the hope of it becoming an annual event that we're doing. So tickets are €27 per person, and it's a general afternoon tea with a focus on wellness as well.
It's not bad for an afternoon tea.
No, it's not. It's a nice day out. Yeah.
It's excellent.
And have you speakers at it, or?
We do. It's not that we're keeping everything under wraps at the moment, but I suppose it is still wheels in motion.
Evolving.
Yeah, and it is a general afternoon tea itself.
Towards the end of the programme, we'll get to how people can check into that then as well on it. Lads and lady, Brexit. Did you see that I nearly died when Simon told me he stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning? I used to do that till I got common sense.
I've lost common sense.
Like my wife used to laugh at me that I used to walk around the house with an earpiece in my ear, listen to news talk all the time, and used to watch the elections and all. And then one day I kind of went, "What the hell am I doing? What am I doing?" It hasn't helped me in any way. It's just, but the Tories, they look like they're going to do a landslide.
Well, it's funny because in England, yes. But then in Scotland, it's going to be interesting now, the call for another referendum up in Scotland. And then for the first time in history, There are more nationalist seats than unionists in Northern Ireland, so there's big changes ahead.
Did you hear there was a great quote on TV3 or Ireland AM this morning, whatever, Virgin Media, and it was from an ex-DUP councillor who's now a journalist, and the quote was, "We were always worried about Irish nationalism. Little did we know it would be English nationalism that would scupper us."
Yeah,
It's true. It's true.
Big change.
It big changes, and it's. I honestly thought Labour was going to wash it.
They would have done if they had a different leader and a different, slightly more moderate message.
He came more. He was like his presence. He has grown from 10, 20 years ago. And he seems more level-headed and everything.
The overriding thing they were saying, kind of back to your space, Robert, was the whole social media space. Was that the Tories, whether you liked it or not, had a simple slogan:
simple
"Get
message.
Brexit done," right? And people are just listening to simple slogans.
Yeah.
They're not reading manifestos. Whereas, can anybody remember what the Labour Party's manifesto slogan was? They didn't have one. So people just focus on slogans, which kind of feeds into what you talk about.
Yeah.
Robert.
But I liked, even with what, like, they were very active on Twitter, and they were putting up testimonials and people talking about what they want. So I thought, like, when you told me, I was surprised.
Yeah.
It can only be a good thing if the Tories have
Sufficient majority
majority.
to basically ignore the hardliners now and have a more moderate Brexit.
Yes.
That's kind of the gossip out there.
I don't
Hopefully
think
that's the case.
they can go, right, this is it,
Yeah.
and it'll go through.
It's
And
Boris. Anything could happen.
Yeah, you could.
It'll be fun though.
No, it will.
Yes, it will be on it. But yet, no, it's going to make an interesting 2020. There is a very good relationship between ourselves and the UK, especially with tourism, trade. Where our exports aren't as big as what they used to be to the UK, and I think that's what Brexit has. A lot of Irish companies now, because of what's happening, have looked at alternative, and they won't be going back no matter what happens.
And there's grants available, like the local enterprise offices and all there and government departments are actually, and it's not just to change your website to French, but to change your business culture dealing with France.
And it's interesting because I know that you're working with the local enterprise in Dunleary, and people are coming to you and going, but how do I, not officially, but how can they use the grants to get their websites and all their social media presence up for this change?
Yeah, and the local enterprise office run a half-day seminar that leads you into that process of acquiring the grant, and that's absolutely brilliant because you get a total expert in digital marketing who isn't there to sell you anything, who's telling you what you could do, should do, and what you can do. And the grant is fantastic because it's not just about a website, it's about the whole gambit of stuff about marketing your business online.
Because it's not just about the web. Anybody can just do a website, but most of them just sit there doing nothing, don't
but
they?
that's the big problem. People spend a fortune on websites.
And they sit there.
When you run that tool we have, which will be on the SEOoriginator.com site, it's free audit. You can stick your website in and see what it comes back with. You find out what's going on behind the drapes. And like I looked at 2 websites this morning, they looked fantastic, but when I ran the tool, they were terrible.
Yeah, but the interesting thing as well, I remember years ago when I started building websites, and when I was learning how to build a website, I built a website, and then when I finished, it was out of date. You know, and so you need to have that expertise and look in and build it that it's okay.
Yeah, well,
and
it has to be kept live. Because,
but you need to. A website. You know, the average website is about $3,500 to $5,000. That's the price of a good website.
Yeah.
But you need to invest in that and change it every 3 to 5 years. That's the reality of it.
But I think you can get away without the investment and change if it's kept alive. So a lot of people spend that $3,000. They go.
So when you say kept alive, what do you mean? Blogs?
Yeah, the words,
video.
and look at what's on the front and change the images and just keep it fresh.
Keep it moving.
It's certainly, there's a couple of lads I'm dealing with at the moment, and they have a great technology, but they're going to feed in their LinkedIn and all onto the homepage. So when you arrive on the homepage, you're seeing exactly what's happening on LinkedIn, exactly what's happening on Facebook, or all the and Instagram. Yeah, so it's just, and so the website will be lovely and live with that, and then you can write the blogs and write the stuff in the background. And
but it's like, even with what you're doing now is, everyone, I'm big about LinkedIn, and it's it's my main platform, and you put your articles on LinkedIn. but you also then put that same article on your website. But make sure if you're putting on LinkedIn, look, this article will be found on my website as well. That keeps Google happy, because there's people looking at LinkedIn and they're seeing, okay, you have 67 articles, and they're going, okay, social proof, you're active in your industry. And the two, people are looking and reading all this stuff on, and eventually if you get into that conversation with them, they'll jump onto the website. Now that's with my business B2B, but with your business, people will look at that, they might jump on the tool that you're offering and then go on and
and then there's a sales process. But that exactly what you're saying there about keeping it live, and about not just having this big capital outlay now and again. That's why a lot of what I do has always been about doing the recurring revenue. So even if it's taking the cost of the website and splitting it over a length of time, but also to get them into the habit of like the SEO, which is just like that makes itself redundant after 6 to 9 months. But you need to keep doing a little bit every month.
You do,
So for those who don't know you, what in a nutshell, what is your business and what do you focus mainly on?
Well, my background was I was trained as an engineer and then accidentally ended up as a salesman in 1988. So since 1988, I've been helping people get more business, and in various guises over the years. And the last 10 years, that's been more around getting that experience onto the internet for companies. So what we're just about to launch now is SEOoriginator.com, and that's a niche business working on driving business towards a website, and so rather than you having to drive out around for the business, it's to drive it towards you.
Wow.
So it's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and I wanted to speak to you about 2019, how it was for you all, because it will come to the last end, and then 2020.
Broadcasting to South Dublin on 93.9. This is Dublin South FM.
Ho, ho, ho. I am in the festive season.
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk. I wish I was drunk. What's it like being drunk?
It's only 20 for 2.
It's been so long since I was drunk. Someone asked me someone said to me the other night, says, what's it like inside your head? I says, I am happy. I am happy all the time. And they kind of say, you're happy? He says, yeah, no one can be happy all the time. I says, yeah, I'm happy now. I'm happy all the time. Maybe tomorrow I mightn't be happy, but I am happy all the time.
I was looking forward to meeting all you today because I wasn't happy this morning. We've guests arriving for the weekend this afternoon. So
this is a nice distraction.
I said, oh, good Lord, is that the time? I must go.
God. But we and it's one thing as well, with the festive season, there is a lot of people that do suffer with anxiety and get very stressed up about the Christmas as well. So, for all those people out there that feel that it's a horrible time of the year, look, be safe, and it will pass. And I
always remember Jim Breen said he runs the Cycle Against Suicide organisation, and it's okay not to feel okay, and it's absolutely okay to ask for help.
Yes,
and if you can't get a friend to put his arm around you, or a stranger, ring Pieta House or something like that.
Not enough people do ask for help.
You've got to ask for help.
It's ask for it, and it's the hardest thing that people, because of pride and everything, but ask for that help, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all occasionally need help. And if it's something that you need,
there's a hotel there's a hotel in India where people check in to pass away. Basically, it's like a hospice place, and they did a survey of the guests there, and obviously with the consent, and asked them what was the main things they regretted, and the thing that came out top was, I wish I'd asked for help more in life. That's very, very deep, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Sad, isn't it?
It is.
I wish I'd asked for help.
What time are we getting drunk?
But in terms of the guests at the hotel, is everybody just like mad and upbeat and just a bit kind of frantic at this time of year?
I suppose, at Christmas time there is a great buzz.
You see the best and the worst of it.
Yeah. I've worked Christmas Day myself before, which was very interesting. To stand back and look at people interacting and giving gifts. in a lobby of a hotel, which is quite, I felt very fortunate to go home. A dinner was delayed for me.
Yeah.
Some people might have been too happy about it, but I suppose December is a little bit different. Look, in Dublin, traffic is
it's
a
wonderful.
little bit
It's beautiful.
different this time of year. It's busier, so I suppose
It's tear to my
I
eye.
temperature
try and avoid
rises.
it. I try and avoid
Yeah. So it's about
Makes me cry.
managing expectations. And I suppose when people come,
There was something on the radio the other day, and it was talking about hotels and what people have nicked from hotels. And some of the strangest things that people have gone in and obviously had to have a screwdriver to take stuff from the
crikey.
hotels. It's like, I understand that, I've heard that it's batteries or remote controls, but someone went in and took the taps or part of it off and capped them and everything.
I've heard of a bidet's gone missing. And
Yeah, but there was one. There was a grand piano. Yeah, there was the grand piano one as well. So tell me, how?
What have you stolen, Niamh?
Yeah,
I don't think I've
cupcakes,
taken
mince
it.
pies,
I've all the hotels. I'm like, no.
pint glass.
Pint glass.
Hands up. I've taken a
tea bags and coffee sachets.
Yeah.
the little sachets for washing myself. No, I think every household in Ireland, I have a hand, has a pint glass from the local pub in their house.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
And every one of the generations of our family has the pint glass.
That's the one. Like, there was one year they all got broke.
Oh no!
And I was drinking a
replace
a can of Guinness out of a small cup.
It's not the same.
Felt like I was somewhere.
No wonder you gave up drinking.
So tell me, we'll start off with yourself, Simon. How was 2019 for you? And yes, Robert, how was 2019?
It was a breakthrough year for me, really. I pivoted my business, moved from deal making and all that sort of stuff into growth, and picked up quite a lot of clients, and met you and did the show. And
How long are we doing it now?
since July.
Yeah, you're fired.
It's been good. It's been good.
Well done.
I was about to
And
resign.
and we have a new person on.
Yeah.
Niamh, welcome to the show.
Yeah, no, it's been a great year. Great year.
It has, yeah. It's been
Really has.
It's for me. It's been a year. Looking back, it's just been wow, amazing. So much has happened here at the station as well. We've really turned a corner here at the station. It's every day is getting better, and every month, and we're making some big changes here in 2020, and it's really going to make a difference here. And the work end, the events, the coaching, it's just been a great year, and 2020 is even going to be better, and a lot more happening as well. And Robert, it seems to be going that way for yourself as well.
Every year is great. It's just the differing levels of it. This has been a lot of learning. I was going to show the blank pages that there's 2019's achievements and 2020 schedule.
So what were the big things that happened for you this year?
The big thing actually was a little over a year ago discovering my nephew, and I was a bit like Joe talking about, they're doing a website, and I spent the weekend trying to get a red button to work. Met my nephew on Monday, and he went, all you got to do is that and that and that. I said, fair enough, off you go, you do that. Here's a list of other people that you're going to be doing it for, and away we went. And we started working together, and we started looking at digital marketing and websites and all that. Then we came into the new year, and we started seeing, you said about like websites not getting finished and people not finishing them, and it was infuriating waiting for people to produce the content they wanted for it and never getting it right, and then them missing their business targets by a year. The learning process, the two of us working together, working together, but also learning about what we could bring and what we wanted to do. So that's what I was saying maybe in the break, that this 2020 will be the first year first year since I was a salesman in corporate world, that I'll be working not based on the 100% referral business that I've always had. It'll be based on SEO,
new
and
stuff,
cold calls, or the email marketing.
Referral is a great part of the business, and it brings in an awful lot. And there's another part which you have to create action. You have to be out there. You have to get people to know. It's people seeing. What did we say on last week's show? Your reputation is how other people see you, and character is how your friends see you.
Yeah.
And it's that part that you're building and all the content, and it's, I'd say it once, you'll hear me say it's being congruent right across everything, and eventually that changes.
That reminds me, I met a really interesting guy in London this week, a brand guy, and he was saying that when you're creating your brand, let me see if I get this right, you start with the story, then the values, then the personality, right? But people looking at your brand look at it the other way around. They look at your personality first, then your values, and then your story. People look at who you are, the personality. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And working with Joe one day out in the Royal Marine Hotel, with my back to the beautiful view, and the very first thing Joe wrote down was, "What are your values?" And that was brilliant, because it was actually, like, let's say honesty or whatever the values are. And so now let's talk about your customers. So
people look at the personality values before what you do in your story.
But it's the value. The values are important because the values represent you, and
that's your personality.
And
is that what you were going to say?
So it's the differentiator. Like, you can, if you were, let's say, put SEO into Google, there's thousands of places you can go. So how do you differentiate? The referral is great because someone points and goes, talk to him, talk to her.
On it.
You know?
Tell me, Niamh, 2019 for you?
For me, it's been incredible. I suppose I feel I'm very fortunate to be out representing, a hotel that has such beautiful history. It's been very exciting as well, and there's more exciting things to come. We've had a new general manager come on board in March, Nigel.
Nigel's brilliant,
with a good vision for the hotel. He's really taken on, right from the front line and building things up. We had a new operations manager come on board, something we haven't had in quite some time. We've a new director of sales on board as well, Deborah. So there's a lovely, I'm going to say I'm a new addition as well, in the 12 months, but it's been lovely. Yeah, there's going to, I've been immersing myself in the community, given that the Royal Marine has played, a long-standing, connection in the area as well. 2020, I'm very excited. The Neville family, they're constantly putting money back into the hotel. They've done everything from, doing the floors, the carpets. Even though they're 12 months in, you still get that lovely bounce and feel when you do walk in them. So for 2020, it's going to be very exciting.
How would you describe, if it were like if the hotel were a human, what would be the personality of the hotel? How would you describe it?
It's one big family, and I suppose that's when you work in a family hotel, you feel that environment. From the moment you walk in, and it's that character that you feel, everybody from housekeeping to the restaurant to the bar to the gym to the spa. I suppose I'm in sales, I'm out on the road, but when I come in, it's, "Hi Niamh, how are you? How was your day?" It's lovely. It's a lovely hotel to work in.
Quickly.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun,
I thought he wanted the pen.
dun, dun. Prediction for 2020.
Opportunity.
Niamh.
Growth for John Leary.
Fine Gael may lose the election.
May.
Are we going green again?
Are we going green again? Prediction is that Ireland won't drop in its percentage of growth. It'll go up again. It'll keep going. They predicted that it'll drop, but I believe it'll
have a strong year next year.
It'll have a strong year,
But maybe a new government.
Yeah, I think so.
Stability in the UK brings change, brings opportunity, but that's a certainty now in one place. So now
move on.
My prediction with marketing is video is, as we know, strong, but people will go back reading again.
Really?
Yeah, that's my prediction. People will go back to start reading.
There you go. There's that book on SEO for you now.
But that's it. It'll be text on video and all, but people will start reading again. Robert, where can people find you?
Well, go for SEOoriginator.com. And that's where
Terminator, I like that.
SEO Originator.
And if someone goes onto that, you are offering a free offer that they can actually...
There's a free audit there of just put your website in, put your email address in, and it'll send you the audit. And it's really good.
And I love the layout of it. It does everything. It's brilliant. It's highly recommended. Niamh, the event, give us the details of the hotel and give us the details about the event that you're holding on the 5th of January as well.
So it's a festive wellness afternoon tea for Little Women's Christmas. It's Sunday, January the 5th Tickets are €27 per person, and they are available on eventbrite.ie. If you want to find out any more information, you can contact the hotel directly. It is in aid of Mental Health Ireland, and they promote positive mental health and support recovery in Ireland. You can also see their website, www.mentalhealthireland.ie. So it's an afternoon tea with a focus on general wellness. So we're looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday, January the 5th.
Brilliant.
Great. And as ever, it's simon@simonhaigh.com, and the new website is finally coming out in January, and I'm probably going to talk to you in January, Robert.
It's and myself.
Who?
Me, who, when, where, and why.
How?
And now I'm
And what
getting.
the hell?
I'm locking myself in the cupboard till the 6th of January and go, oh, what's happened? What's happened? Me too. On
Simon's
the
been
January is
murdered by
going to
a
be an
family.
interesting month. I'm running a Change Your Mind, Change Your Life again in Airfield Estate. That's a full day. We have about 8 speakers coming in, and it's all talking about changing a mind, having belief in yourself, trusting the process, and getting on with it. I'm calling it this year, 2020, the year of awakening. And it's basically, you were at the last one, spoke at the last
Yeah,
one,
it was
Simon,
great.
and people just are energised for weeks after it.
It was profound. I found it profound.
Yeah. And then on the February 11th, I'm running a mastermind, which is my normal mastermind, and that's in the Royal Marine Hotel, and that's
To be
on the site
recommended.
to be recommended on it as well. So, folks, happy Christmas!
Ho,
Ho, ho,
ho, ho.
Happy Christmas, Simon.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Robert.
Happy Christmas, Joe.
Niamh, happy
Happy
Christmas.
Christmas, Joe.
And have an amazing New Year. And everybody, we'll be doing probably the best of next week. But I would just like to wish you all a super and amazing Christmas and New Year, and be really, really self, and be good to yourselves. That's all you need to do, is just be good to yourself. Until then, Darren, engineer, thank you very, very